Hi, I'm Matthew Buzzy. I'm here with the new Asus ROG Ally X, a redesign of Asus's ROG Ally Windows handheld. There are some exciting additions and upgrades internally and externally, so let's jump into the details. Asus upgraded this system mostly based on community feedback that developed since the original Ally launched. One of those things was black. It now comes only in black, there's no white. Maybe down the line, I personally like the white, but the black is more requested, probably blends in more with the other systems out there. The other thing, to get out of the way up front, there is not a new chip in this, it's the Z1 Extreme still, so that is not one of the things we're going to focus on for now. That performance should be good, but that does not mean there's no internal upgrades at all. One of the biggest things they focused on was a new battery. Most requested, they doubled the size of the battery, 80 watt-hour battery in this system now. Of course, you might be wondering, does it make the system heavier? The answer is yes. It's about 11.5% heavier than the last one. That's not a huge total overall. You can kind of feel it when you lift it. I think mostly when I'm holding it like this, I feel the battery kind of dragging a little more towards the bottom. So my fingers, my pinkies maybe down here might get a little more tired. Overall, the weight of the system, 11.5%, obviously isn't a ton, so it's probably worth the bigger battery. They also did make the fans actually smaller, so they cut some weight there, added some there, and there's a new vent up here, so the improved ventilation with the smaller fans, thinner blades, extra vent, the bigger battery, roughly though the same size and only a little bit heavier overall.
Yeah.
Those aren't the only internal upgrades either. It's now up to a 1 terabyte 2280 M.2, which is something a lot of users ended up putting themselves into the system. Asus figured, let's do it ourselves. Also faster RAM, 24 gigabytes, also up from 16. So pretty good internal upgrades, even if that Z1 Extreme chip remains the same. There's some also less noticeable external upgrades. The sticks are new, higher tension. The face buttons are slightly different, and they've also been rearranged to be a little bit more comfortable to position the stick closer to the face buttons. There's also a new precision D-pad, a little more accuracy, as the name might imply. There's also new triggers as well as new grips, which hopefully compensates for the little extra weight. I only played around with it for a little bit. If you go on a long gaming session, hopefully the new grip with kind of more molded. The other one, the original, was kind of flatter, thinner, so this kind of grips into your hand a little bit better. Hopefully on longer sessions, it's a little more comfortable. Last but not least, this now has 2 USB-C ports, which is nice. They got rid of the proprietary eGPU port they had there, which some users maybe were using, but I think 2 USB-C, more useful to a larger amount of people. Launching alongside this is a new version of Armoury Crate, version 1.5, which is the software that Asus custom built to make the system a little easier to run, swap between your libraries, customize the controls, switch between gamepad, desktop mode, all those sorts of control settings, power settings. Just a tweaked version, better UI, bring all those launchers into one place cleanly. So that'll help the experience, because that kind of makes or breaks these Windows systems. All the manufacturers have their own software solutions, and some of them are better than others. I did like Armoury Crate originally, so an improved version of that does sound even better, but that makes a big difference in actually the usability of these devices. And that's it for the overview of the Ally X. A lot of internal and external upgrades. With that, it is an increased price tag, more expensive than the original. Hopefully you deem it worth it. I don't think everyone's going to want to upgrade. Maybe if you held off on getting the original, this now seems even more worth it to you, especially that longer battery life. That really is something that a lot of users of these types of devices want. We'll put this through its testing paces when we can, get our hands on it for review, so check out PCMag.com for more.